Welcome to the Modern Sports Show, home of your college athlete, where we are player-led and player-focused. On today's edition of the Modern Sports Show, I really just wanted to get you a live update. Guys, I feel like I haven't been around talking to you guys for months. I've been undergoing a lot of life changes, but this channel and this channel's growth has still remained very near and dear to my heart. Still a project that I'm consistently thinking about, trying to refine, improve, ways to make it grow, ways to get it better. So I don't know. This might touch 2 people. This might touch 200 people. But I do want to let you know that season 3 is well on its way. We've already started production for season 3. And just really excited about what the guests that we have on. I think we really hit the ball up the park with the first guest to start the season. Just to give you guys a timeline of how we're going to do it this year, is going to be a lot different than former seasons. And so we're going to collect our interviews first. We're going to get out in the field, interview people, our guests, and then we're going to start dropping at the beginning of June, leading up to week 0 of college football season. So just a glimpse into what we've been working on behind the scenes. Still, like I said, still making every effort to give you guys the best quality product we can. I know marketing for me this year, I think is going to be something that I really got to hone in on, because I feel like the conversations and the guests that we have are great, and on the technical side of things, I still feel like there are areas that I could be better and continue to grow in. But I still feel like the strides we've made since we first started are in a great place, and I feel like we just missing that component, the eyes. So I say all that. I know that's a whole bunch of nothing probably to you, but that's just where I'm at right now currently with TMSS. So this is like an introduction to being back on the show, or to getting the quality content, consistency of content, whatever you want to call it. We getting back going, and I'm excited for it. The topic for today, we're going to talk about a couple things, because as I've been in the shadows, so to speak, since like October, I've been just watching things. I've been really voicing my opinion on Twitter, or X, formerly Twitter. So, I think you can see a lot of what I say and kind of my subject matter, what I think on there. I'll tag my Twitter so you can go and follow me there, and I can give you a follow back, and we can, because I just enjoy talking about college football from every aspect and different angles. And I also, I think I might enjoy reading other people's opinions about it more than I do giving my own. I just like, I like to collect perspectives. So I'll link that or put that in the lower third here in this video. Go give me a follow, and we can interact with each other on X. But today I want to talk about a couple things, and I'm going to speak honest. I'm going to speak transparent, and I'm also going to speak blunt, maybe. I think blunt is a good word. And so some of the things that I want to talk about today are going to be NIL, very popular topics, NIL, transfer portal, and coaching turnover. We're also going to talk about coaching turnover, because I think, just fast tracking, when we talk about coaching leaving and coaching changes and stuff like that, right? We tend to talk about it more in a business sense, in a professional sense. When we talk about the transfer portal, that's more spoken about as if like it's kids is jumping around from school to school, and there's not a lot of thought that goes into it. In some cases, that's true. Others vary. So without further ado, let's talk about, I guess, my thoughts on transfer portal. So in the grand scheme of things, there are kids who don't have the same opportunities at certain schools other kids do. And that could be a very, different reasons. It could be politics. It could be money. It could be this coach likes this coach or this player over another. It could be a plethora of reasons. It could be kids not having the the right opportunities with playing time and practice and getting the reps they need in order to succeed, I think inherently the transfer portal can be a good thing. Okay. I think what makes the transfer portal bad, and I'm speaking to the players, is that kids undervalue fighting through adversity, and adversity can come in different ways. Adversity could be a coach likes a player over you, and it may just be because, okay, well, that this player is that coach's guy, so he doesn't give you the same opportunity. Adversity could mean I'm going to go above and beyond to impress this coach to win his favor. That could be adversity. Some cases that could not be true, but in other cases that could be true. Um, Another sense of adversity could be, dealing with injuries. Okay, I've been injured, maybe, each year I've dealt with a couple of injuries. Coming into fall camp, I get banged up. That sets me back. Okay, fighting through adversity wouldn't just be, okay, well, I dealt with this injury. I need to leave and go to another school because they don't see the same value in me pre-injury. Maybe we got to fight through this injury and show them that we are that guy who they recruited coming out of high school or coming from another school, right? Adversity could come in the form of maybe things are going back home, things are going on back home, right? Like there are family deaths in the family. There are financial issues back home, right? That may be front and center, you know what I mean? And you're not able to give your whole and give your all to the school that you're at because you're thinking of things back home. That's a form of adversity. So adversity, I think, can come in many ways. However, I feel it's important. It's important for the young guys, whoever this might touch, whoever's out there. Don't look at adversity as a sign of, because what we see often, we see this especially in professional sports, but I'm starting to see it now in college, and that is we just needed a fresh start, a new beginning, right? It's not to knock it, but that is to say, understand there's a sense of discernment that you got to have when it comes to, is that true or are you really running from something, right? Is the fan base booing you and you running from that, or is it really a fresh start that you need? I'm not the teller of that. Each situation varies. Today, I'm just solely speaking to what I've seen and what my thoughts are on the matter. I think the transfer portal is obviously a bad thing when, okay, I'll say this, and I might get flack for this. I don't believe that there is that NIL, because, and this is going to tie in, obviously NIL and transfer portal tying together. I don't believe NIL, right, should be used as a pay to play. I saw a valid perspective on X a few days ago speaking to NIL originally was created for the player to profit off of their image, right? Their name, image, and likeness. Things like if you're doing well on the field and people are buying your jerseys, then yes, you should have the opportunity to make profit or revenue off of your jersey sales and things like that, percentages, all this good stuff. But what I don't believe is NIL should not be incentivized to high school athletes to come in and make money, or even transfer portal athletes to come and make money for that matter. Not knocking the hustle, right? So I'm not mad at the players. I'm more so disappointed in the infrastructure, right? And how it's being abused to lure players in certain places, and that to be used to like I said, incentivize athletes to come here. And I've seen situations and cases where an athlete leaves a school, goes to another school because they're getting the NIL bag and they don't even see the field. So it's like, in a sense, is that really NIL that they're profiting off of when a certain fan base doesn't know them and may not even be buying jerseys or, whatever we could calculate and accumulate going into NIL, like what are the limits of it? I think that's a better way to place this. And so kind of going around the world here, but just simply saying that the transfer portal should not be NIL is being used to lure players to come to this school or to leave that school. That's not what it should be for, right? I guess to stay on track with my NIL talk, um, I think there's a lack of education to it, right? And there is no long term planning and there's no guidance. Those are three things that really stuck out to me. Um, I think it's more looked at like right now, like, okay, we're going to give you this bag, maybe a year, 2 years, whatever the case might be, but what are you doing for this university right now? And I like to see guys get their big chains, get their cars. You know, we all got different styles and how we do it. So I have no, I don't care. I really don't give a damn what you do with the bag when you get it. But truthfully, right, how are my thing is I hope the camps around said players who are getting these bags are protecting them financially because granted at the time I think where a lot of the players come from, it is life-changing money. It is, right? But it is not family changing money. It's not change everybody life money. It's okay, we got this asset, which is the player, right? You are an asset to your family, to your team, however you want to say it. Um, how do we protect this asset and continue to allow this asset to grow and compound, right? Through their play, through their NIL, through the business decisions and moves that we make. That's essentially, how I look at it. Um, outside of this, right, we spoke to there being no guidance, no long term planning. I don't know how much planning is going into this asset like this because a lot of this money that they're getting, it could be used for long term things like uh, investment portfolios and things of that nature, right? So I kind of tie transfer portal and NIL hand in hand because while I do think that there's a lot of positive things associated with it, changing people's lives long term, I feel like inversely there could be just as much bad associated with it if we don't keep it under wraps, if we don't kind of maintain this, right? And while I'm not providing right now any answers, I'm not doing that, but I am simply saying that these are blatant issues, certain things that I don't see being spoken on as much, other things I do. Now, to kind of close this segment out or to close this show out, I do want to talk about the coaching turnover as well. Um, I think that's important to note. And before I move on, guys, what are your thoughts on the NIL? On NIL right now? What's your thoughts on transfer portal? Um, like I said, I don't have the answers. There are certain things that I think would help alleviate a lot of these situations. At the same time, hey, maybe I'll make another video about some of the solutions that I think. But just kind of want to knock the dust off and get back to some consistent filming, some consistent dropping. But for the coaching turnover, that is, I feel like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, a lot of the decision we see a coach leave a school. Now I will say this year I've been seeing a lot of coaches get a lot more flack for things that they said they would do, leaving schools and going here and going there. I've been seeing a little more of that this year. But just historically, right, coaches have made decisions to go to other schools and they haven't been held to the same standard that we're holding these 18 to 22-year-old college athletes to when they decide to leave the school. It don't matter if they go to 3, 4, 5 schools. Hell, if you look at the trajectory of a lot of coaches in their careers, they've been to just as many schools, right? Working their way up the coaching tree till they got that one opportunity to become a head coach. So it's kind of asinine to place any other level of like to place that same level of accountability on a college athlete, an underdeveloped, young person to make finite decisions based on, what they want their future to look like or what you think it should look like. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, I mean, coaching turnover, obviously, all of this ties hand in hand. That's another thing with the transfer portal. You come into a program and the coach that offer you gets fired or decides to take another job. Those kind of things are gonna toy with your commitment to a program. And so um, when staff changes, trust resets, development plans reset, relationships disappear overnight, right? You do have some instances where a coach will kind of poach some players, right? You quick thinking says Alex Galesh goes to Auburn, Byron Brown follows him, right? His quarterback from USF goes to Auburn. So I mean, you see those kind of instances and those situations take place in college, but that does not, you know, negate the okay. Well, Alex Galesh, he brought a roster of 100 guys in, right, through transfer portal, high school, JUCO, whatever you want to call it. And then he leaves the school. Well, you still got these same guys at this program. You got new coaches coming in who they have guys in mind already. So it creates, it creates almost like what's the word I want to use? Unfair advantage to the players that's already on that roster. I mean, granted, you're in your spot, but I mean, the day and age that we're moving into college football, college coaches are coming in cutting guys, letting guys go because if X amount of NIL dollars was going to this old roster, and we're trying to bring in new guys, we need this money, to go to the guys that we think are going to help come in and rebuild this program or get it to where we want it to be. So a lot of intricacies in college football, right? I want to know what are your thoughts on coaching turnover and how we view it. What are some of the big names and things that you've seen in this offseason? We're still very early in the offseason. What are some things that you've seen that make you go, I wonder how that's going to look next season? So drop that in the comments so I can get down there, respond to you in the comments. Remember to go follow me on X. Follow us on Instagram at The Modest Sports Show. Follow us on Facebook at The Modest Sports Show. You can find us pretty much on everything at TMSS as well. Guys, I appreciate you for sticking around and watching. Very exciting season 3 coming up, but we are going to get back to dropping the everyday regular videos week to week just on what's going on in college football, what's going on around it and stuff like that. But this summer we will be dropping those episodes with guests. So I'm excited about it. A lot of big names coming on the show this season. I appreciate you guys for supporting in whatever way that looks like for you. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.